Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, we had a little bit of a breather episode, kind of felt like. We were hanging out with the Labyrinthos, trying to help the Charlians, and then we finally got that reconciliation between Uranger and Monbreeda's parents. It was much needed. I think Livingway enjoyed it too, but all brief episodes must come to an end. It's time to get back to it, Uranger. Hither and Yarns, or Hither and Yarns, I think, not sure. I ask my gratitude for lending courage to the Labyrinthos. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their stations. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so shall I remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. I'll be alright. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alice. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she'd like less to scorn. Not to mention that, well, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Go check on Alice, huh? Well, I suppose I could do that, but I should talk to everybody here first. Pray resist, Mistress Alice. She hath taken up too great a burden, like as not. Livingway and I shall attend to matters here. And I haven't gotten to really talk to the parents much. Classical Rodigan isn't so different from a Yolzi. Oh, no, I did talk to you two. I did talk to you two already, and I'm pretty sure I talked to these little rascals too. Well, an excuse to head out to this side of the little hamlet is also an excuse to find me some more ether currents. That's pretty good. I think I need one more after this. Let's double check. Yes, I need to find one more after this. There's a giant Trent walking around, and the last one is farther to the west. Ah, there's the last little bugger, tucked between the rocks. And with that, I have found all the ones on the map. I just have to do the side quest, but we save that until we find the main quest that gives us an ether current. Buzz off, you big old tree. I'm busy. Clearly Alice is too. Look at the size of those boxes. There's no way she's handling those all by herself. And they're squeaking? Dekumon, what are you doing out here? Thanker thought you might need some help. No, I don't mind if you help with the boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Yeah. Oh, I do appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Aporia. Time is short, of course, but they're full of organic specimens and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Alphino should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see you there. Where are we going? Deliver the crate to Alphino. You have 3 minutes to complete the task. Alright. Give me the box, and give me the directions. Oh man, that is a haul, but on the plus side, it's almost the other ether. It's the last one in the zone. I just gotta avoid getting mobbed by anything on the way there. Well, that was surprisingly easy. I didn't see a single mob the entire time. Oh, you're helping with the crates. Oh, wonderful. You can put that there with the others. Alright, crates down. You have my gratitude, but how did you come to be involved in this? Trust me, I needed to get away from Uranger and the Labyrinthos. Then I suppose I have Thancred to thank as well. If you're wondering why we're tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia to begin with, well, so was I. It turns out that this is a base of operations of sorts. Those with final say as to what is included in the ship's manifest can be found here. Father included, I suspect. And that must be Alice. That should be everything. You carried all of that at once. Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh, hush. They're lighter than they look. And not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose we should let someone know that we finished. Theopoldin is in the courtyard. We can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. Theopoldin? Not a name I recognize. But alright. Might as well. That takes care of that. And now, to take care of this. Theopoldin, your crates await. God, it never ends. And what can I do for you, good sir?
We brought samples from Charlie and Hamlet. Series 110. The crates are by the entrance.
Ah, thank you. I had expected one of my colleagues, but we are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You're Fushinos children, are you not?
Alphino and Alice, at your service. You're well acquainted with Father, I take it?
Oh, quite. I've been friends with your parents since our days at the Studium. I remember when you were yay high, waddling hither and thither. Oh, clearly it's been some time since we met. It is good to see you again, wielding your father's knowledge, no less.
You knew our parents when they were young. What were they like? Pray, spare no detail.
I should like nothing more than to regale you, alas I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork want for submission.
Oh, we can help with that. In exchange for the sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course.
Oh god, very well then. There happens to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivery, so how about you each take one? Alright, running documents. This sounds familiar.
Wait, right there.
Where's mine? Ah, thank you. You'll find a forum representative waiting to collect these near the southernmost structure. I hope I haven't kept her waiting too long. Never mind, Alphino and Alice. I'm certain they will be back soon enough. Fair enough. And you said south from here, right? Aha, you must be the one I'm looking for.
Are you not one of the scions of the Seventh Dawn? I thought you were meant to be working on the ether burner.
Don't worry, the ether burner's in good hands. So I'm doing odd jobs in the meantime.
Theobald's paperwork. I was beginning to worry he had misplaced his quill. I appreciate your help in seeing these documents to my hands at last. As for your other task, pray keep this between us, but I sincerely hope you scions succeed. The Exodus is without a doubt the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, and so we must be circumspect in all respects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. At his heart, however, Charlian has ever been a nation of the curious. It would be a tragedy indeed if we were the ones to stymie your pursuit of truth.
Ah, now this was a short little quest. Alright, Theopoldin, documents delivered. Quick and efficient. I dare say you have a talent for this work. The twins' papers only needed to be delivered to elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning any moment. Ah, there they are, and unvoiced, I'm guessing. Yep.
We return, with not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons, you will note.
Ah, you both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you off on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe, you struggled out of your swaddling clothes and...
Oh, that is quite enough of that, thank you. It was compromising stories of our parents that we asked to hear, to reiterate.
Of course, of course. I've known your father for so long, I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why the Levior name garners such respect in Charlian is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Nukrif's Hope, a lineage few can claim.
I've never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it has traditionally been a point of pride. 'Tis why Nukrif's pronouncement, renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason, has ever been our family's creed.
Well, until your grandfather's time, Archon Louisoir looked not to Nunkrif's words, but his deeds. He asserted, in defiance of his peers, mind you, that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of the founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy, and the fall of civilizations, that led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. And he's entirely right. We found this out the hard way from Meteon's stories.
There will ever be conflict and calamity to follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence.
That's Grandpappy, all right. Ah, you remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louisoir lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlian or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Foshino could not reconcile Louisoix's deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Foshino agonized over this contradiction for much of his life.
Gods, father.
A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? Gods know Foshino's a cranky old goat. I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day. That is not an exaggeration in the slightest. Even though he disowned you. Oh, you should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable he was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I'd not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it. He loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he is also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course, no matter who or what opposes him. Yep. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it, as I'm sure you will agree.
I'll say. Thank you for the insight. When next we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke.
Oh, please don't. I'll try not to get into too much trouble now. I still need the forum on my side. Speaking of which, I have to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens you brought make it to the proper places, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. We can speak again later. Hey. That looks like new arm gear. Hail, you three! Oh, Graha!
Gah! Surely Coco hasn't driven you out of the forge already?
Oh, for better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands, and, well, here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I won't object to more.
Unfortunately, Alice and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. What about you, Dekumon? Can you spare the time?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I could. Come on, Graha.
Oh, perfect. This shouldn't take too long.
Well, first things first, I need to crack open my new arm piece. Let's see what this looks like. I'm guessing they're better than what I'm wearing, right? They are not. Oh, no, there we go. That's better. We are just really slow today with the network. I don't know what's going on. Well, at least it better matches the ensemble. All right, Graha. Once forged, huh? In the event that our, anti-quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap, Master Coco wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to anvil at a moment's notice. To fabricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Coco's forge to burn hotter. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire aspect at Ether and Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I have borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process once we arrive. Alright.
This is where we part then. We'll see you and Shadi and Hamlet once the adamantite arrives, if not before.
Alright. Let's go crank the furnaces up.
This way then.
Leave it to us. Oh, bonus, and I'll get to show this off here in just a second. I picked up a couple of emotes while I was wandering around and doing some off-screen leveling. Yes, I have the fancy sheath and the fancy unsheath emotes. I love these, and they're unique for every weapon. All right, this is the place.
The reactor is housed within this facility. I'll be the one to go inside and adjust the fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water aspect ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals, which we would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself, trust me. Can I ask that you put down any that draw too near? They'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure.
Oh, an actual fight quest? Sure.
Oh, wait here if you would.
Thankfully, the game's been very nice in keeping me up to gear here. Alright, actually, no. For this, we use the fancy. Now, Where's my spot? And if you're wondering where I got those, they're 100k Manderville points over at the Gold Saucer each. Trust me, I had plenty to spare. Hello! Wow, is that it? I got any more? Yes, there are more. Perfect. Gives me an excuse to go into the old freaking good shit. Let me yours, and boom, we're done. Hi. Oop. Don't mind me, I should just arcane circle this, whack you once, and give you the old plentiful harvest. The damage on that is still bonkers to me. Oh, that was rather easy. What a nice little warm-up. Did everything go smoothly out here? Not a problem. I thought as much. No other complications to speak of inside, either. And the water ether appears to be venting properly. I expect Coco will have seen a difference in its forge flames by the time I return. Well, since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Alright. Nothing terribly important, merely something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you and only you have been to Elpis. Oh? As we have established, refined adamantite is a product of Allag, of the Empire's twilight years in fact. It was a material which saw much use as part of the Allegans' efforts to extend beyond the bounds of this world. Adamant, of course, being their most prominent. Of those who would push further, expand Allag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologist, Ammon. Oh shit. Is he the one that invented the adamantite? Ammon wanted to travel the Sea of Stars? Did he remember his life as Hermes? I wonder if he actually did. Oh, I believe he had his own reasons. There is no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Asians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak, a natural disposition towards which they are inclined? It's probably not that far-fetched, it's really not. We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexecrable decline of Allag that moved Ammon to resurrect Emperor Zonde. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zonde's return, Ammon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Zonde been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Ammon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Ammon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope, in the distant stars. Such is my theory, anyway. Interesting parallel. Ultimately, it is the consequences of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment, and yet... To reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. Oh, but enough musings for now. Why don't we see how Coco is getting on? Alright. Interesting theory there. Ah, that wasn't too bad. Whew! I can feel those flames a-blazing from here. Glad you found someone capable, Graha. There's not much left for you lot to do.
Unless you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster, of course.
I don't know about that. Bonds of adamantite. Ha! Ether current. Well, it seems the detour has officially arrived. Now, let's count them out. 1, a 2. 3 and 4. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 1 up in the upper level, and there's 3 down here in the lower level. All right. Our first one's all the way back up here in the farmlands. I'll be honest, I was tempted to grab this when we were up here with Growing Way and Cooking Way, I believe. Anyway, Lost Little Troll.
Oh, dearie me.
What's up? Sir?
Oh, my sweetest shackles. One of the Archeon's precious samples has fled.
Eh?
All right. Oh, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? My apologies. I'm Noelle Tia, an archivist. The Archeon is home to various samples collected from all across the star, and one such specimen has just escaped. A young troll, to be specific. Oh, I hope he hasn't been set upon by the local predators. Listen, I promised to compensate you, so could you please help me retrieve the specimen?
Sure.
Ah, my thanks. I'll continue my search of this area. I'd like you to check the 33rd facet. Once you've had a comprehensive look about, please meet me at the Archeon to report your findings.
All right, let's go looking about. Where would this be? It looks like it's in the freaking rock zone. All right, this is the spot. Am I gonna find me a little lost troll around here somewhere? You see no trolls, great or small. Perhaps a bit further in. Of course. Take number 2. Anybody here? Hello? The errant troll's nowhere to be seen. Noelle Tia may have had better luck. Here's hoping. I'm sad to say I don't see a little troll tagging along with him.
I see. I was unable to find the specimen either. However, I did meet someone who claimed to have seen it in Warnvale Forest. Let's head there and see if we can track it down.
Warnvale Forest? Oh, that's way to the north. Hello?
Yes, there can be no doubt. These are Shackle's footprints. I haven't covered the specimen's trail. It should be close. If you find it under threat from the local fauna, you may dispatch its assailants.
I was gonna do that anyway, but at least now I have permission. Search for Shaggles and slay his attackers. Well, that's basically telling me right off that he's gonna be under threat. And it looks like he's under threat for some big trolls. It's fine. I got no problem dealing with you guys. Alright, that takes care of that one. And then just gotta deal with you. Thank you. Alright, little buddy. Don't worry. You're safe now. I really hope those weren't your parents. There he is. Well, I'm hoping this is the right one.
Oh, I'm so glad you're unharmed. Well, not you, I meant Shackles. You're all safe now. Come on, let's go home, sweetie.
Yes, buffoon. The Archeon is under threat. I must do something. You can talk? What is this threat? No, I like the fudge? These things are self-aware? Oh crap, You understand? Yeah. Oh, Echo. The Echo, of course.
Wait, are you able to communicate with him?
Yes. Called the Echo. Basically acts as a universal translator. It's very handy.
Oh, incredible! I've never met someone with such a skill before. This bundle of joy was born in Labyrinthos. However, he was abandoned by his mother in quite the state by the time we found him. He possesses remarkable intelligence for one of his kind. We've elected to use him as part of a study into the effects of growing up in an artificial environment. I had seen him making gestures that indicated he'd been reading the tomes here. but I thought he was just copying those around him. To think he actually understands speech. Though I do wonder exactly why you're able to understand him and I'm not.
It's sort of, I'm sort of special. It's a secret, man. I ain't gonna talk about it. Don't worry about it.
Really? Oh, what I wouldn't give to understand him too.
You possess the echo, don't you? I find it difficult to gird the way to your kind do. I suppose it makes sense that you understand my general sentiments. I happen to learn this power from the tomes in the Archeon. Honestly, that buffoon over there is surrounded by a sea of knowledge and he makes no effort to engage with it.
I have absolutely no idea what you said, but I'm sure it was fascinating.
At any rate, I'm glad to find I have someone to talk to. As I was saying earlier, the Archeon is in grave danger. Some girlless Gleaner managed to bring woodworms in with them during a visit. If we leave them be, they're bound to cause irreparable damage to the materials at the facility. I tried my best to tell this idiot, but it was no use. That's why I took a chance and went in search of some of my own kind to see if they would help. But well, you saw how well that turned out.
Well, what is he saying?
Mostly he's calling you an idiot, but hey, he's also telling us about the woodworms we gotta deal with.
Oh, dearie me! An idiot, you say? Still, it was most courageous of him to try and solve the issue on his own. Well, now that we're aware of it, we need to sort out this pest problem at once. Would you mind tapping out a little longer? You're the only one who can understand him after all, and he seems mom's ahead of us with regard to the situation at hand.
I'm gonna gesture yes, but I'm gonna do no, probably. Because I suspect this will not have any major continuation, plus I'm really just here for the ether current. And the nod. And I was right. There's nothing important to contribute to this quest afterwards, so on to the next one. Looks like all three of the others are here in the Charlene Hamlet, so let's just work through one at a time. First up, the lad in Labyrinthos, and this one also has a necklace piece. Interesting. Oh, what am I to do? You're that adventurer who helped out the students of Baldessian, aren't you? I suppose it matters not to you, but my son seems to have run away. Why is there a child here in the first place? I thought only researchers lived here. Yeah, exactly. Why is he here? Yes. Simply put, my wife and I work at Apori, and she happened to conceive whilst we were living here in the Charlene Hamlet. I assure you, we had many sleepless nights wondering if we should quit our jobs and leave Labyrinthos, or entrust the child to a friend of ours who dwells somewhere more suitable. Ultimately, we decided to continue our work while raising the child here. After all, our research is focused on the very future that our offspring will inhabit. The issue is, however, that the magic that prevents us from revealing anything confidential is too potent to be used on children. Of course, we can't allow the little one to roam freely. There's no telling what he might impart onto others. So he spent his entire life thus far within the confines of Charlene Hamlet. We recently had a slight spat with him, and, well, he decided to flee. I imagine me going after him would only make things worse. Could I ask you to talk to him in my stead? I'm sure he'd be much more willing to listen to, anyone other than his parents at this point. Alright, fine. Not the first time I've had to go find a lost kid in one of these quests. Thank you. Verpeline, my boy, is likely in the plaza to the east. I cannot imagine he struck out any further on his own. Cue him being much further than that on his own. Well, I stand corrected. He was here after all.
Who are you?
And he's gone. Great, one of these. Although thankfully this one seems very short because it ends at the next step. At least he was easy to find again.
Wait, again? I'm not going to go home so easily. Yeah, you probably won't believe me either, but I've noticed that all is not right in Labyrinthos.
Oh, well, why don't you try telling me first? I can decide what to believe on my own, thank you. Yeah, if you think something's wrong here, I'll listen. Come on. Maybe you're right, maybe there is something going on here.
Fine, I shall tell you what I've seen. The color of the artificial light here changed recently.
Well, it's nighttime, so it's hard to tell right now.
I'm sure most people here haven't noticed, but when you've spent your whole life here, the difference is like night and day. Even so, no one will take me seriously when I bring it up. All because of my age. Got into a big fight with father about it. But Labyrinthos is in danger. Who knows what would happen if the artificial sun broke? That's why I can't go home just yet. I need to get to the bottom of this first. Although, I'm scared to venture outside on my own. They say there's countless monsters out there. I don't suppose you would come with me. I could pay you. It's not much, but I do get some pocket money from my parents.
I'll gladly take your money. You don't need to pay me. Not in cash, at least. I'll take the ether current that you've got in your back pocket, though.
I thought you were different from the rest, but now you're treating me like a child, too. This is a proper deal, all right? You've got to take my money to make it binding.
Fine. Kids.
Then it's settled.
Alright, wow, just 2 nods back to back. I mean, he's giving me money, a necklace, and an ether current. And a quest line that I'm not interested in following afterwards, of course. So I'll take that necklace coffer. Thank you. There we are. A little better on the eye level. And I waste an arm's length. Oh well. That's not our friend, unfortunately. Just a generic with the same outfit and look. Gleaner's Wish.
You're a visitor to Charlene, aren't you? You do have a worldly look about you. As a gleaner, I too have journeyed far and wide. Tell me, where is the farthest you have ventured?
The Far East. Another world. I cannot say, no, another world, man. I have been to some places.
Is that means to be in jest? That look on your face tells me you're serious. You should do nicely. You see, I need a more experienced traveler to say a prayer for me before I leave for Girabanya. If you would do me the honor, the reactor operator by the tower to the south should have a lantern crystal prepared for the purpose.
Eh? A prayer? Alright. Hello, sir.
Are you here for the crystal? I hope it does some good for that Gleaner. Those folks need all the luck they can get. Lanterns light their way through their darkness, a tool which can mean the difference between life and death. They're synonymous with safe passage, and as such, it has become custom in recent days to imbue the crystals inside with the prayers of a more seasoned traveler. And today, that traveler is you. Simply face the crystal and pray for the safety of the traveler to be, if you will.
Emote to the crystal. I can do that. Pray. There you are. You pray before the lantern crystal that this rabbit will be safe.
A colleague recently told me about the power of Akasha, a concept taught in Razatan, and how it reacts to strong emotion. I wonder if this method of praying to a crystal is a manifestation of that power. Well, that should about do it. With luck, your prayers will help guide this Gleaner safely through the perils of his journey.
You want me to take the lantern back to him, or you got it covered? Oh, no, I'm taking it back. Thank you. There we are.
Do you have a lantern crystal for me?
I do indeed. Here you are, freshly prayed and everything.
You have my thanks. With your prayer fuel in its sight, I have faith that it'll keep me safe until my return. And now, I depart for Girabanya. I hope your travels are successful, as well as mine.
Don't worry, I know mine will be. Well, actually, I have no idea if mine will be. Yours are probably better off than mine, trust me. And our last ether current quest is over here with the Vexed Veterinarian and Let the Good Times Troll. Another troll quest?
Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help but notice that you're a way about you that simply screams, I have an affinity for creatures of the wilds. And since I'm never wrong about such things, might I trouble you?
Oh dear. Alright.
You see, amongst the troops of trolls living in the outer circuit, I came upon one who was sick beyond measure. I took the poor creature in at once and saw him healed, of course, but when I attempted to return him to his rightful home, he flew into a panic, as if he could not bear the thought of going back. To make matters worse, the troll saw fit to escape into a den of Analus. I would go after him, but I'm so fumble-footed I'll scare him off like as not, and be torn limb from my pains for the like the fiends. So, I turn to you. Would you seek out this troll of which I spoke? I shall provide you with his favorite food, and with it, you should be able to calm the piteous thing. Hopefully that will be enough to see his senses restored and for him to come hurrying back. And though I shudder to think of it, if any of those fell Analas seek to impede you or pester that troll, make those beasts forget their interference. Oh, and don't worry, you'll be rewarded for your efforts.
I'm sure I will be. Alright, where are we going with this one? That's not that far. Oh dear. Now he is definitely in trouble. Don't worry, buddy. I got you covered. That wasn't too bad. Alright. There you go, buddy. One overripe fruit.
I go home now.
Perfect. Ah, he's already back.
Look, he's returned. I can't thank you enough. I know they may not look it, but trolls are really quite intelligent. Indeed, they are an intrinsic part of the woodlands of Labyrinthos and keep it healthy and thriving. Though we've a responsibility to put down the more violent and unruly ones, most trolls, such as this one, are kind, docile things. In fact, my friend here has a real chance of becoming leader of his tribe, perhaps even guardian of the forest someday. It is we who saw these creatures removed from their natural habitats and relocated them within Labyrinthos. Thus, we have a responsibility to watch over them, to ensure they are well. And it would be too cruel to dispose of one simply because they're under the weather. Ah, yes, your reward. Here, as promised. Now then, it's high time I saw this fellow return to the outer circlet. Farewell, adventurer.
And that takes care of the last ether current quest. All I gotta do now is head back to the main story. Alright, let's get back to it with the bonds of Adamantite, for real this time.
Ah, I do trust you to deliver on your promise, I do. Only...
I hate waiting. I want that adamantite and I want it now.
We share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime?
I wish.
This sitting about's unbearable, man. Pity the form frowns on recreational explosions. Well, so long as I can't prove it was premeditated. Get you gone, I have mistakes to make.
Oh dear.
Well, in that case, I suppose I should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses for your time, however. I'll join you when Charlie and Hamlet are on.
Man, I was just there. Do I have to go all the way back? I do. Lucky for me, this is why we dealt with Aetherites. If you wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later. Alright. Is this a popcorn warning that you're giving me? Maybe. It would say if it was a popcorn warning. Well, at least I'm gonna get what is almost assuredly a voiced cutscene here.
All set, I take it?
Yep. Hey, Stola, Stidian, haven't seen you two around in a freaking long while.
We finished what we could, delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals, trivial tasks as they may be.
And we work with what we got.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Yeah, about that. Still waiting on deliveries.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperites, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
Oh, that's nice of her.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Oh?
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Cryle. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Oh!
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Damn right. Are we also going to get to see Kryle's mystery guest here? What is this?
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbour. Your presence is requested with all speed.
Oh, god dang it. Is that us?
Now, where might this delivery be?
It's a lot of people around.
Oh.
Whoa. That's a lot more than I thought they were bringing. Oh, crap.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12! Surely, these can't all be.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, it's the Sky Pirates! Oh, I haven't seen you guys in ages.
Hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
Uh-huh.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Adamant shard.
Guys. I'll have you know, I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
All the way to the entrance, Emilian. You don't say.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Well then, credit where credit's due. You did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
Oh.
My, what a grand welcome party.
No kidding.
Hancock and Soroban.
Hey buddy, how's the training to be one of the Four Lords going?
We come bearing relics both sacred and elegant, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements.
So that's why you were there.
Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a hell of a relic.
Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onakol, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally or die trying.
Well, I'm here, so thankfully you don't have to die, Soroban.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
Yeah, don't think I don't recognize the Prima Vista.
Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they
I'm
tell
sorry,
me.
the Majestic. I don't remember the name. I think it's the Prima Vista. Maybe I might be horribly wrong. Please correct me in the comments if I am. I know that ship though. It's from the Stormblood Alliance raids, the Ivolus raids. Maybe it is just the Majestic.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Oof.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
After all, if the entire planet goes to pot, the profit goes with it.
And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Yeah. Oh, maybe Kryle's mysterious benefactor was Godbert. He fronted the cash.
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Oh, hey Tataru. Finally made it to Charlian.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement. She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Oh, that's a twist. Mother was... she was funding the Scions?
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
And of course you were happy to spend on Grandpappy Louis Soir's family and little adventures too.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be ashamed to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
True, very true. Can't take it with you.
Waste not.
Aww. Oh, that's so good. That's such a good twist.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Oh. Oh.
Erenville, you were involved too.
You're the contact? You got all the Gleaners to help, didn't you?
After we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are.
Oh, you rascals.
I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters. Though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
Damn. Oh my goodness, there's Sid finally. Alpha's back!
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon?
And why didn't I build it?
And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Sid, you brought the team.
Yep.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
I just saw that Alpha's back.
Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlint before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius.
Oh God. Wait.
He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise. So we offer none of the latter.
Wait, he didn't give us back the G-Warrior, did he?
What he sent is an Allegan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments.
Oh.
Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
Ooh, bonus. God dang, we're gonna be swimming in this stuff.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few scions remain at the Rising Stones now.
Yeah.
Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them.
Wait, that's how I pronounce Idleshire? Crap.
I know. How the Gobbyflop fought.
Oh.
Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned.
Good.
And he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness.
I've got to point out, I'm loving the acknowledgement of all the major side quests that we have completed up to this point. I just love it.
The clash between their machina and the Allegan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
Ah, would have been a sight. Ah, the little Omega too.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here.
Oh.
Does Razat not have more pressing concerns?
Yeah, what are you doing here, man?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you.
Fair enough. Also, we really need to talk to Nadana.
Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse.
That's true, yeah.
As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent.
The dragon's roar we heard.
Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion.
Yeah, that's a dragon we've not heard from before, is it?
My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well." Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
Ooh. Those will come in handy, I'll bet.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Oh my goodness.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
Yep.
Forget a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no? 10, no? 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up.
Oh, is that the plan? Am I just gonna ram the Ark into wherever Medion is and just blow the place to Kingdom Come?
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Come on. Stubborn to the end, aren't we? Admit it.
Yes, Father?
We did good.
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Notice I went deathly silent when Daddy walked over. Oh, finally. Come on, big hug, reconcile.
I will bear it with you.
There we go. Come on.
I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
There we go. Oh, bring it in, you three. Come on.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great exodus would succeed. Must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisois openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children.
And now here your children are, ready to save the world.
A naive hope. Stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Cartano. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream. You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
Damned right. Damned right.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
Oh no, definitely not.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures.
Oh no.
Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Oh dear.
millions.
I love this quest. Alright, let's get all this stuff underground. We got work to do.
Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger.
Oh no, they did that themselves.
Yours, in particular.
Oh gee, thanks.
I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You have no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
Yeah, but I don't talk. Alright. Fine, fine, fine. Oh. I haven't heard this song in a freaking long time. Alright. Lend us your strength. Our moment of triumph is close at hand. With me! Now, our moment of triumph is close at hand. Together we will beat this BS. Even Nero's back there too.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Oh, wow, that was good. Ah, that was so insane. But unfortunately, I don't know if I have time to continue because we're already well past where I would normally stop. So this might be a little inauspicious time to stop. But I think it's a good one anyway. So, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite and subscribe to join me for more Yours in Adventures. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.